G'day there, Ray Corcoran here. In this week's video, I'm going to be going over Shopback, which is a cashback service in Australia. I'm going to go over it and see, is it worth your time? Is it a scam? Do you actually get money? Do you get enough money? And all the details of Shopback so you can kind of make your own decision whether you should even bother with it. To be honest, when I first heard about Shopback, I was very skeptical because I've seen this stuff in the past. I remember old services like Email Cash, where you'd read you'd open emails or do surveys and you spent heaps of time and you never actually made that much money. I remember I spent like a lot of hours as a kid with some of these services and I got a check for $20 after spending, countless hours doing stuff, and it just simply wasn't worth it. So, fast forward years later, stuff like Shopback is around these days and some people are talking about it, and I decided to sort of investigate for myself because I just moved into a new house. I knew I was going to buy a lot of appliances and I kind of wanted to see how much money could I actually get back. So I'm going to go over my experiences with Shopback so far, how much I've made, and some of the things that you should know before you start using it. And what I'll be doing, I'll jump over to my computer so you can kind of look over my shoulder in a non-creepy way and look at my account, and I'll kind of show you how to navigate it and a bit more details about the service. Alrighty, so we've just switched over to the computer. I'll give you a bit of a rundown of how Shopback works. So this is their website. It's pretty simple, to be honest. So the main way that I use it is I use Google Chrome as my browser on my computer. They do have a mobile app as well. If you just search Shopback Google Chrome extension, and you'll end up just clicking a button here, and then you'll see this Shopback logo once you've installed it just up here. So I click on that and you can search the stores that you want to see if they do have a partnership with Shopback, and you can see some of these. And depending on which platform you go with, there's another one called CashRewards, this one here, and they just have different products. So you might find one more useful than the other depending on what you're interested in and what you typically buy. If you're into fashion, you might pick one versus the other, but I have them both installed. To be honest, I found for my buying patterns, I found Shopback better. They generally seem to be better in terms of the cashback and the number of stores and the store's relevance to me. It's easy to install both plugins and you can go from there. So you can kind of see, sometimes they have boosted cashback. So you'll see this one here for the Iconic, it's got 20%, it's normally 3.5%. So that's quite a high cashback, and it may only apply to certain products. It'll give you that information. What you want to do is, to get started, you add the extension to your Chrome browser and then it will pop up here. And then what you want to do is, first you want to make sure you turn off, so this is my ad blocker on my browser. They say to turn off your ad blocker at least while you use Shopback, because this may interfere with the tracking of Shopback. So it might mean that you don't get the discount that you're after because they weren't able to track that you made the purchase or not. And then I would go to a store. So Good Guys is an electrical store. So I'll go there and you'll notice this icon starts jumping up and down. See how it starts flashing and it's bouncing up and down. This tells me that there is discounts available for this store. So I'll click on that and it'll say up to 2.5% cashback, and you click that button to activate the cashback. We want Shopback to be able to claim this sale, because if you're the Good Guys, they want to make sure that they're not giving cashbacks to the wrong company. So you need to make sure that you activate it. And another thing to mention as well is look at the do's and don'ts. So if you use promo codes or voucher codes that they haven't approved, which is usually most of them, to be honest, then you won't get your cash back. If you negotiate an offer, so with Good Guys, you can call them and negotiate a discount. They, the sales rep would get the commission for that, not Shopback. So just keep that in mind. And they tell you any specific brands that don't do the cashback. Apple is a common one on these. So if I was to activate it, press activate, and it will take you to a link and then redirect you back to the site. And then this will go green. And once it goes green, the cashback has been activated. One thing as well is, if you get a discount code, double check whether the discount code gets you a better discount than the cashback would. In some instances, you can use both if it's like an approved discount code. But if it's not, then you'll need to, calculate how much you would save with Shopback, or calculate how much you would save with a discount code. And whichever one's bigger, obviously you're going to pick. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes the cashback is not worth the hassle, Other times it is better than the discount code that you can get. Then you'll make your purchase, and you kind of see on here, I think they have got about 1.5 million customers sort of signed up to Shopback, over 2,000 brands that they're dealing with at the moment, and that will continue to grow, I would imagine. One thing I would say is obviously don't buy something that you were never going to buy anyway just to get 2 or 3% off. And what I found is I bought a bunch of appliances from the good guys. They have temporary cashback boosts. I don't know what they're officially called, but sometimes the cashback will be 3%, which is, it's better than nothing. But other times the cashback can be 10%, 8%, 9%. And it starts to get pretty good, to be honest. So if you can use that with a product that maybe is on sale, so, you haven't used a discount code, but the price is, because stuff like consumer electronics and appliances, the prices on these websites literally change quite often daily, if not every multiple times a week. So depending on what time of year, what time of the week that you're actually purchasing, you'll notice that the prices change. I only noticed this once I started actually tracking the prices for products that I was going to buy a few months before I moved house, because I started to try and map out what was I going to buy, how much was this all going to cost. And I noticed the prices changed quite regularly. And you do get in tune with what the typical price is. Once you found a price that maybe is discounted, you've already saved a few hundred, then you get the cashback. And the cashback is on the purchase price. So it doesn't count the delivery cost or anything like that in terms of the percent you get back. And it's only on valid products. So you might have 3 out of the 4 products that were eligible for cashback, and you get the cashback from there. So I'll just show you my account, and I've got a referral code in here. So we both get $20 for credited to our account if you use the code. So if you want to use it, great. That's the discount code there, and I'll put a link in the description. In terms of how to get started, you create an account on their website, then you install the Chrome extension, and then you activate it when you go to the website. They do have some in-store, like retail Shopback. You have to have the app, and you have to link your credit card to the app so they can tell if you've bought products at an affiliated store. I believe that is, according to their website, that is only for the in-person stuff is for Sydney mostly at the moment. It probably will roll out in more areas later. So here is my cashback account. So far I have recently joined, and I have made $539.34. Keep in mind, I've just done a bunch of purchases. Like, I don't normally buy stuff that often, to be honest, but I just moved into a new place and I've bought a bunch of appliances. So I'm probably getting more cash back than I would normally, as I don't buy stuff. But you can see on here, I've just blurred out the order numbers and any details about transactions, just in case someone, I don't know, somehow tries to claim my purchases. But you can see here, so it's a pretty decent amount of money considering I've done nothing to get this money back. I literally just bought the stuff I was going to buy anyway on special, and then I added a cashback on top. And this kind of covers some of the purchases that I made. The only problem is it takes ages to get your actual money, so you have to wait a few months. You can see here, all these purchases were done over 2 days. So you can see that some of them come back in 2-3 months, and then others are like 6 months. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest downsides is you don't get the money for ages, and your money can expire on here. So you got to make sure that I'd recommend putting a little calendar reminder for any of the bigger cashbacks, just so you don't forget to claim it and withdraw it. But yeah. So I hope you found that useful. Overall, I think Shopback is good as long as you get the bigger discounts. You don't use it for stuff that you weren't going to buy anyway. There's no point spending $10 that you weren't going to spend to save $2, for example. And also you don't spend too much time trying to find the deal. For me, in the scheme of things, saving a few $100 is great and does help. Every dollar counts. But long term, ultimately for me, my big focus is on making more money and in investing my money. So don't make this your whole strategy, saving a few dollars here and there. It does count, but it shouldn't be your whole, where all your effort goes. So just keep that in mind when you're using services like this.